من لبنة يا
في البنكة ما عندك حتشية؟
كيك البنكة فروج.
انت ليه ما قلتش؟ اما شنو الفرق قبل ولا بعد العرس؟
بابلو
قرني
تعب يا لو تحت في الدروج والضوء مخصوص وشارين كلام مش خالص ونخدم على اخواتي شيء متوفي يا
هذه باهية قصدي ولا تسربي هكا انت كيف
باهية تسربية باهية صاحبي اللطف عليك
قرنيطة اخوي
لطف على صاحبي 7 سنين يا لو
قرنيطة ليه ولا باش نبطل يا ولا باش نبطل
هاني باش نهبطهم ونشوف شاري اخر.
باهي هات مليون مش مشكل.
تحب تحط الفريجيدير حط عليه اسمك باش ما تخلطش مع الاخرين.
واضح. عاشو.
Welcome back to Jamaat Studio. Jamaat Studio presents tonight's episode doesn't begin with noise. It begins with silence, the kind of silence that feels heavy, like something is about to break. The story opens in the aftermath of a decision that can't be undone. No dramatic music, no loud confrontation, just the quiet weight of consequences settling into every corner of the room. You can almost feel the tension through the screen. It is not rushed, it lingers, and that's what makes it powerful. This episode focuses on betrayal, not the loud, explosive kind, but the slow, creeping kind that grows in the shadows. Trust has already been fractured before the hour even begins, and what makes it more painful is that no one says it directly. The distance between people speaks louder than any dialogue ever could. As the story unfolds, we see denial take center stage. There is an attempt to act normal, to pretend everything is still intact. Conversations feel forced, eye contact becomes rare. Even simple moments, a shared glance, a half-finished sentence, feel like taking time bombs. The writing here is subtle but sharp. Nothing is exaggerated, yet everything feels intense. Midway through the episode, the emotional walls begin to crack, not with screaming, not with chaos, but with truth, the kind of truth that sits heavy in the chest, the kind that changes relationships forever. And when that moment finally arrives, it doesn't feel dramatic for the sake of drama, it feels earned. And what truly stands out in this episode is its pacing. It doesn't rush to shock you. It builds you slowly, carefully. Every scene adds another layer of tension. Every silence says something important. Even the background feels alive and like it is reacting to the emotional storm brewing inside. And then comes the turning point, a realization, a quiet understanding that things will never return to how they were. It is not presented as a tragedy, it is presented as a growth, painful, uncomfortable growth. A kind that forces people to look at themselves in the mirror and see something they have been avoiding. There is a moment near the end, a simple action, almost ordinary, that carries more emotional weight than any dramatic confrontation could. No grand speeches, no desperate pleas, just acceptance, and somehow that acceptance feels more heartbreaking than anger ever would. Visually, the episode feels darker, shadows linger longer, spaces feel emptier even when multiple people share the same room. There is a sense of isolation. It is a reminder that sometimes the greatest distance between people is not physical, it is emotional. But what makes this episode unforgettable is its realism. It doesn't try to be overly poetic, it doesn't exaggerate pain. Instead, it shows how betrayal changes posture, changes tone, changes energy. It shows how silence can scream louder than words. And by the final moments, nothing explodes. There is no dramatic collapse, just a quiet ship, new reality settling in, and somehow this is what makes it so powerful. It feels real, it feels human, it feels like something that could happen to anyone. The episode is not about revenge, it is not about justice, it is about consequences, it is about the fragile nature of trust, and most importantly, it is about the cost of pretending everything is fine when it is not. And when the screen fades to black, it doesn't leave you shocked, it leaves you thinking. And because sometimes the deepest wounds are the ones no one sees. So this is Jamaat Studio, where stories are not just told, they are felt. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, subscribe to our channel for more dramatic reviews.